All right, Big Man, today is Monday, October 19th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. It is Snake Draft Monday. We have our good friend, now third time competitor, Clem on Zoom. Clem, how are we?
I just get more and more nervous the more I do these drafts. The graphics in my head, the votes in my head, just getting on the graphics in my head. And you guys are a bunch of sharks out there. You guys know how to draft, and this is a big one. It impacts my brand. Again, like the way the draft order gets picked, I even get scared during all that. So it's a lot riding on the line right now. I need to like take a Xanax or something.
It is a big draft, and beforehand, and right there, you said there's some quality drafters on here. You said we're all quality drafters. That's not really the case. You know that, Clem. You're being nice. We have a few quality drafters.
I can't wait. He's just going to go through a veggie platter. He's just going to go through a veggie platter here. He's going to take carrots first round.
Fucking slander. Look it. One of us has a winning streak. One of us is qualified based on the last draft to identify bad picks. That's me. I won that draft, and I only took one pick of my own, so it means you guys suck at drafting too. And I won power moves the week before that, and I should have won villains, but Carl fucking cheated. So I'm on a hot streak. I've been winning. I'm not going to, I don't pander. I don't find little loopholes. There's a great awakening going on with the snake drafts. People are starting to realize that I know what I'm talking about.
All right, well, I think you're in for a world of hurt in this one. The draft is Halloween candies, as you probably saw in the description. Little wrinkle, though. The first 4 rounds will be good ones. The final round across the board from everyone will be a bad one.
When we say bad, we're not trying to be like cute about, well, are you bad, but I like you? Are you good? No, it's literally a question of I fucking hate this candy and it has a presence on Halloween.
Yes.
And you have to sell me on how bad that candy is.
For sure. So some of the
Can I give you an example?
Yes.
I've blogged this week about Almond Joy just because I like Almond Joy and there's a bag of fucking candy in my house. And I was like, man, that's weird. They included Almond Joy with the Reese's and the Kit Kats and the Twix and the Powerhouse. And so I was like, man, I'll just put this out. And so I've started this conversation about Almond Joy. Now, people come back later and be like, man, Carl's doing this to set himself up for the snake draft. I got a lot of Twitter feedback about that. This is false. I just wanted to talk about Almond Joy and put it on a platform. Now, if I turn around here and I'm like, well, Almond Joy sucks, like that would be extremely disingenuous from me. And I will not be drafting Almond Joy in the 5th round and like, well, actually, it's a good candy. I know a lot of people hate it. Like, it's about what candy sucks. That's how I see it.
Do people hate Almond Joy? Because I like Almond Joy, too.
I mean, tune into the programming, Dave. Unmute me on Twitter. It's been an absolute bloodbath for Almond Joy this week.
No.
That's crazy.
Now,
did you see the blog? I defended you. I went
appreciate,
on the blog
yes,
to defend my
Clem.
guy.
I mean, there's nothing better than when you need someone to back you up and like Clem's the guy doing it.
Yeah, in that case, I have a feeling that Almond Joy might go and draft it completely in this draft, but who knows? Fine. But I agree. I think it's one of those candies where as a kid you hate it, but as you get older, that's the peak. Like, I'm old.
I feel
like Carl has to draft it or he's disingenuous. You can't write 3 blogs about Almond Joy and then let it go undrafted.
But you don't know. I mean, you obviously didn't read the blogs then, Chief. And you have no clue what the basis of talking about Almond Joy is. And I regret to inform you, but it was the initial question is, if I give you an Almond Joy, do you eat it or do you throw it out? So it wasn't about Almond Joy is the best.
No.
It was about Almond Joy is not the fucking bottom of the barrel. Now, if you're telling me in my top 4 candies, Almond Joy is there, no, I never said it was there, all this shit. So don't give me your pandering bullshit before we start.
It has to be top 20. You wrote a blog about a candy that's not your top 20?
In my top,
we have 4 picks. We'll let the public decide.
We have 4 picks, and I know you come to the table drafting stuff. Well, my mom homemade me the turtles, so I like turtles.
I don't know what a turtle is. No.
That'd be kind of sweet.
You don't know what a turtle is?
I don't think so.
Pixie?
Poor guy.
You know a pixie.
Pixie stick? The sugar you dump in your mouth?
Like the fucking
It's just
caramel.
making a joke. I didn't mean to expose
Pixie?
you here.
Never
It's
mind.
a delicious. It's a delicious
fucking
candy
Fannie Mae
treat.
does a good one. Clem, come on. This guy doesn't know what a pixie is.
I thought it was I've heard of a pixie stick.
No.
I don't. Like Chief said, I'm interested to see where the Almond Joy falls on the board, on Carl's board, or whatever. I also want to see how Carl's going to go, because I said what Carl did in that supervillain draft was the biggest villain move out of anyone who was drafted.
He's a
By
villain.
completely invalidating it with the Disney Darth Vader. And I tip my cap. Carl is the agent of chaos on this panel here, and I always like to see. I want to see how he's going to turn Halloween candy, and he's going to draft like a filet mignon or something. I'm stoked to see how this all plays out there, and I'll support him if I believe in it.
Well, the real potential hang up here is Dave not liking sweet candy, whatever that means. So we might have to go
Clem,
down.
Can you?
All right, listen,
shut up.
Dawn, the draft might be canceled because this is going to be the whole show.
I want to ask Clem, and the floor is his after I ask a question. Is there a difference in sweetness levels between like pixie sticks and chocolate?
Of course. You have your different levels of fruit candies. There's sour. You're dealing with a lot of taste
Now,
here.
Chief
Are
says,
they all candy?
yes.
Yes.
That's
That's the first time you've ever said that.
That is not the first. I said I don't like super sweet candy.
Said I don't like sweet
Just
candy.
like I don't like super spicy hot wings.
Listen, for people that need background here, this is a long-standing argument between Dave and Chief. Dave says he doesn't like candy.
Doesn't
He
like sweet candy.
He doesn't
I
like
don't
sweet
like
candy.
super sweet candy.
That.
And why are you thrown off by that? Because he likes chocolate.
Well, right, it's like, well, to me, all candy is sweet. Like candy. So he said the exact quote that I objected to because it wasn't super sweet, because then I wouldn't have said anything. It was, I don't like sweet candy. And I said, well, all candy is sweet. And you're like, no, it's not. And you're like, and I'm like,
Chocolate is
sweet.
got such a dumbed down sweetness level to it that I wouldn't even really consider it sweet.
well, you've got raccoon
It's
taste. so-
chocolate.
You got raccoon. Okay, so let's kick it off here in a minute. But real quick, I do want to establish. So the bad candy is not just like a popular bad candy. It's got to be one you don't like. Is that what we're saying here?
I think it's your job to sell me on a bad. If you come in the bad candy category and you're like, Swedish fish, like get ready to get murdered.
Okay.
Because Swedish fish are great fucking candy.
I
Like
got
I
you.
think
Swedish
I think
fish
it's up to
sucks.
you exactly. So like I think that's where
sucks.
the bad candy category can get interesting. I do have a question about the bad candy category.
Yes.
So if we're doing the draft order where the bad candy category is the dead last one, and I'm drafting fifth, like I'm at a unique disadvantage in the snake draft. So do we want to reshake it up so that we can get a bad candy redraft, or should we just? It is what it is.
I thought about that, and to be honest with you, I didn't realize if everyone realized that, and that's why I was like, first is very coveted in this one.
Okay, it is what it is. I
yeah.
mean, Chief's hands are up like he's about to do military shoulder press.
Well,
What's
I mean,
wrong, Chief?
Like, you're the guy who had the option to take fifth. You took fifth, and then as soon as it's like, well, it's a disadvantage to me, so I want to change up the fifth round.
I didn't
You
propose
brought
a
it up.
change at all.
You
I
brought
didn't
it up.
propose a
You-
change at
It
all.
sounded
All
like
I
a
did is I
proposal.
brought it
Sounded like a
up.
proposal. Sounded
Jesus
like it.
fucking Christ.
Sounded
To
like
be
a
fair-
I mean,
proposal.
you sound like a guy who's won 2 of these. That's what you sound like.
To be
Three.
fair, he had the option of fourth or fifth, so it's not like.
Well, he said he has a problem. We should redo
I
it
didn't
for
say
fifth.
I have a problem.
Did you bring
You
it up?
inferred that we had a problem.
Yeah, you brought it up.
Holy shit.
Carl's on
This
tilt
is why I
already.
love
We
it.
haven't
When
even
I-
started.
I'm on
I-
tilt. I said, I go, what's going on with this? I bring it up, and you're standing here like this. We'll have the dog walk on camera video. Make sure you guys tune in that. We post that on the blog. And your hands are up. You're ready to throw a temper tantrum over me
I was
asking
ready
Ed
to
about
veto.
this. Okay, let's.
I
Good
love-
luck.
People are onto your loopholes and your pandering and all that. We're just not going to let you get away with it like we have in the past.
I win so many of these
Through loopholes and pandering
through
and
loopholes.
changing the rules.
through just showing up and
I want to
dominating.
take the listeners like behind the curtain. Like when I log on to these, and this is before the drafts even begin. It's always like some sort of a battle is involved in the Chicago office, and I don't know who's going to be. It could be Eddie versus Dave. It could be Carl versus Dave. Dave's usually somehow involved in it, but it's always funny to see now we have Carl versus Chief going off. It's a beautiful thing. I love you guys so fucking much. I just want to say that, sweeten it up a little before the draft here because it's going to get ugly, I'm sure.
It's gonna get ugly.
But
You're
can
right,
you
Clem.
first admit that chocolate's not as sweet as like other types of candy?
I can admit that.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't even know it's sweet. I guess I like dark chocolate's bitter, so I guess that's
Yeah,
a different
I was going to
kinda
bring that up as
part
well.
of the taste bud.
It's a pander take. That dark chocolate's better.
Bitter, bitter. Is that not right?
You're just
No, it is.
you're just setting the crowd up for later to take down my Milky Way
Okay,
midnight
I see what
pick.
you're
So
saying. True.
All right, boys. Let's do this. Here's the draft order. It is White Sox Dave, Chief Clem, Eddie, Carl. White Sox Dave, you are now on the clock.
I'm going. There's a few that deserve the first overall pick. I'm going with what I like the best. It might not be everyone's favorite, but I'm taking it. I don't give a fuck. I'm going with Kit Kat. Just a little twin Kit Kat. So that's what we're doing, right? Just a fun size, not full-on things that you get in line at the grocery store or whatever.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going Kit Kat. You throw them in the freezer when you get home and you got like thousands of them in the freezer, and every time you go to like get a glass of milk or whatever, you just pop one out of the freezer. It's incredibly refreshing. You got that nice wafer, the chocolate. It's delicious. It's
The crunch.
The crunch.
It's good.
It's my
I love
favorite
Kit Kat.
fucking candy.
Carl's stunned.
Dave goes tight end first overall. Phenomenal
absolutely
pick.
fucking
Phenomenal
not.
pick. Tight ends, you need tight end. You need a Kit Kat. I love Kit Kat.
He's the guy who took Gronk top 3.
I love Kit Kat. It's just you don't pick for another 8 picks. You're sitting here around Kit Kat or 9 picks.
Well, he doesn't like sweet candy, so like all the other ones that are, he's not interested in them. He's going to get his board.
I mean, you can take Skittles if you want. I don't like Skittles.
No one
That's what I'm
wants
saying.
Skittles first overall. A wafer-based chocolate candy that's a very popular candy historically speaking. It didn't just show up first time in Kit Kat. This has been around for a long time. I do like the pick. I think it's a safe pick. I think you know what value you're going to get if it's baseball. Kit Kat to me is like a solid 4 to 5 wins above replacement player. And I think it's just a solid.
That I would take if I knew I'm getting a 4 to 5
Yep.
win above replacement player first overall for all 6 years or 7 if you manipulate service time, that you control that player. Then I'm taking that all fucking day.
But
All right.
Kit Kat it's got a the ceiling is it may not be the highest, but it's the floor is low.
You can't. I don't think you can
Fine.
lose with Kit
They
Kat.
Find someone who hates a
The
Kit Kat.
ceiling might not
Exactly.
be the highest. The floor is very high though.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, the ceiling is
You
low.
get what I'm saying. The
Yeah.
ceilings are sorry. You know what the fuck I'm saying here, but it's it's gonna be solid.
And
Yeah.
he brought up the key piece that takes it up towards the ceiling, which is throwing it in the freezer.
Which I do with like all
Kit
chocolate.
Kat is
Can't do it
maybe
caramel
it honestly
as
might
much.
be my favorite.
Nah, it's true. It like fucks up
But
your teeth.
it
we
would
have
have been
we have a classic distinction that gets made in this office
Yes,
though
but-
between what favorite
And the best?
and the best.
yes, but it wouldn't have been my first pick. But we'll get to it because I think it's going to go off the board soon. But I think it's a good pick, Dave. People are going to give you shit, but I think it's a first rounder in my eyes.
I don't.
So-
I mean, I don't see
Hey.
that people will give me shit.
I have 3 in my top tier. That's clearly locked. It was number 2 on my overall list. I don't understand the Kit Kat slander. It's also like Eddie said, we're doing bite size or fun size or whatever with Halloween. I think the Kit Kat where you can break it into 2. I like that they brought that over. They didn't just
Yep.
give you a single Kit Kat. That you can still get to experience what it's like to have a full size Kit Kat. And if I had to guess, Carl, don't tell me you bite into the Kit Kat.
I
Don't
was
tell
going to
me-
ask you what you think.
No,
I
you
actually
can't-
I fucking hammer
did
that
that
thing.
this morning. I did
You
that this
are-
morning, and I
that's
thought
against
about
the
you guys
rules.
while I fucking did it. I swear to God.
That's
Crazy
against the
Carl,
rules,
I knew
man.
you would.
That's against
I
the
knew that was
rules.
you. Riggs does that. I don't trust anybody. I think Giancarlo Stanton does it. I don't trust anyone who bites it.
You know what though, Clem? They are doing those little chode 1 Kit Kats now. You seen those? They're a little fatter.
That feels like a loss. When
Yeah.
you're talking about a fatter one. I'm talking about you get the single serve Kit Kat in the Halloween basket. That
Yeah.
feels like a loss. I feel like they kind of cheaped out on me. They went to like the dollar store to get their
Yeah,
bag
yeah,
of candy. I don't want-
sure. But all right, Dave. Clem brought up an important thing there. We'll come back on. Chief is next.
All right, this one is my number 1, so I'm glad Dave took Kit Kat, but it's Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I'd specifically like to take the shapes, if that's possible, because there's something about like the Easter egg one, the Christmas tree one, and the pumpkin one that just taste a little bit better. But if that gets vetoed, if you don't want to have shapes on the graphic, then I'm fine with just peanut butter cup.
I completely agree with you. Those are better, but I don't think you get them on Halloween. You know what
You
I mean?
get the pumpkin
get
ones.
but it's mostly by a large majority the standard. And I actually think you'd be doing a disservice to yourself putting that on there.
I agree with
Because
that.
I think, to me, and this is where I didn't want to say this beforehand, Reese's was my number 1, is because it's most true to itself in a fun size pack.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, I like them. I like them all. Like Reese's is like, you throw me a Reese's, I'm eating it. Another one I think is better when you put it in the freezer too. Reese's and I have a long history together. I feel like Clem's gonna roast me for this, but I used to eat Reese's by like, I don't know, the truckload when the Hawks were winning. And then Justin's was like, hey, like we'll give you a little something and send you a package of
How much?
Justin's.
A little something we talking?
I mean, back it was $500.
Oh,
As-
fuck yeah.
It was $500 and like a giant fucking box, and I can always be bought. So I started eating Justin's, and things have never been the same. So I love Reese's. They're my number 1. I wish I hadn't made that switch in hindsight. But yeah, Reese's is the clear number 1 favorite for me.
I am blind with rage right now for 2 reasons. One, I thought I was going to somehow get Reese's at 3, which was cause for celebration. I couldn't believe it. I thought there was an outside chance of it. And the other thing is, as soon as Chief made that switch to Justin's, I called him out on it, and I was very upset about it because I'm a Reese's guy. Reese's is my number one candy, Halloween, not Halloween, no matter what it is. And when he did that, he essentially, the reason everyone says fire stand, once Chiefs went to Justin's, they haven't won a cup since. Chief is the reason that the Hawks are in the state they are because of what he
he's
did
a
to
sellout.
Reese's.
Clem.
No one talks about this enough. And I think this is pandering on the graphic.
It's not
because you clearly
pandering.
choose Justin's number one. Choose Justin's if you're not pandering.
I haven't
You
had
love
a
it.
Justin since 2016 or whatever that year was. So I in my life, I've probably eaten 37 million times the amount of Reese's that I have of Justin's. It was a momentary lapse of judgment. People make mistakes. I've admitted my mistakes. I know Reese's is a superior candy. I eat it. It's the candy I eat the most. And like you said, it plays all year, and especially on Halloween because the packaging is those Halloween colors to begin with. I love Reese's. I'm not going to let you steal it, but I understand your objection. I knew it was coming, but at my core, I am a Reese's guy who strayed a little bit, and I made a mistake, and I'm trying to correct that wrong right here and now.
It's just, I agree, Clem. It's not talked about enough how he took the money and sold out.
It's not right. I will say this. I kind of was hoping we would let him use the pumpkin because they do give out the pumpkins enough now. I see them in the stores, and I would just take the OG Reese's, and I think that would end up trumping it on the graphic. But I don't want, if he takes regular Reese's, I don't want pumpkin Reese's because I won't take pumpkin Reese's. Then someone else gets it at the end of the draft. I don't want to mess with it. That's Pandora's box.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I give you one more? Can I give you a con about Reese's? It's absolutely a top 3 pick. It's a good pick, Chief. A couple cons here. I hate when the middle falls out,
I
like
hate
when you
that
rip
too.
it off. And 3, I don't think it's talked about how Reese's is a little too much wrapper. You got the white cardboard, you got the original wrapper, and then you got the black
little sleeve thing.
Yeah, it's just you know.
They've gotten rid of the cardboard.
Oh, have they?
The cardboard is, yeah.
Okay, it's like next thing you know, you're like
But
carrying 8 grocery
I think they've
bags.
evolved out of the cardboard because of that.
It's a lot
And
of
maybe
wrapper.
that
It's a lot
then
of
thus
wrapper.
gives them more of an advantage because they've listened to the feedback. They've changed their packaging.
They're
And this
more
is an office
environmental
that
friendly.
this is an office that pays attention to packaging.
Yep, sure is. And then the other thing about the thing with the middle coming out, because I hate that too, but putting them in the freezer does seem to solve that problem.
Good point.
So
It's a good point.
I'll say this
Reese's.
too.
I'm just gonna say it. If you put any candy in the freezer, it's usually better. Same with people love Thin Mints because you put them in the freezer. Yeah, like chocolate. In the freezer.
I'm anti-freezer, but I know that's a.
I'm not.
It's
into
common.
freezer.
I was gonna actually say that for like every pick. I don't even think I need to. I put anytime I have candy, it's in the freezer. But one good thing about Reese's Cups is its versatility.
temp.
You put the little chunks of Reese's Cups in ice cream, and it's a game changer. Absolute
There we
game
go.
changer.
All right, Clem, you are on the clock.
All right, so I'm going true to myself here. This could be again Reese's is locked as my number one. This and Kit Kat were locked between 2 and 3. Whatever came to me. I'm going Snickers. Hungry, why wait? I'm gonna grab a Snickers. I'm gonna fill up. Gonna get. Actually, I won't go in that way because it's another candy I'd be mentioning. I don't know. I think Snickers is an absolute beast of a candy bar. It fills you up, and this kind of goes along with this whole draft in general. When I think Halloween, obviously I think about the candy. I'm also thinking about the trades. Snickers is always a big gun in my trade. If I'm making a trade for something, I got to give a lot to get someone else's Snickers, and that's kind of how I look at it as well in this draft. So Snickers at 3.
Perfectly safe 3-3 or 1-3 pick.
it's also one of those that is just, it's been around for forever without any changes or improvements because they got it right the first time. Snickers, I think, has been around for 120 fucking years. It was I saw a show on the History Channel about it. Clem, like, you can't go wrong with the Snickers
Here's
bar.
my only concern with your Snickers pick, Clem. We're talking fun size. I think you got to clarify, too. You don't want the button ones, the little squares.
No.
Yes,
No.
those suck.
Jeez, Ed, what are you,
But I'm
crazy?
saying, though, when people think of Halloween
Christmas.
candy, that
No,
goes
that's
there,
Christmas
too.
candy.
No.
I think that's more
I
appropriate.
associate
It's like
those
the
more
one that
with
you have
Christmas
in
and
a
Easter.
bowl.
Really? You don't
Yeah.
think that's...
It's got the shinier color.
Yeah.
color. Yeah,
I
that's more like in
It
the
is Christmas
bowl.
thing. There's like a
No,
yellow.
and
I don't wanna
will
differentiate
co-sign
too
you on
hard.
this. My kids went to a trunk or treat, which I don't know if you guys know what this is, where people come, they decorate their trunks, and you get to kind of give some candy out and stuff. And I eat all my kids' candy because they fucking forget about it the second it's gone. It's tremendous. There are a lot of those little Snickers going around, or the little mini peanut butter cups. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
little
yeah, you
foil.
can't have those either.
So, yeah, I appreciate you clarifying that because I don't want people to be thinking I'm getting some little weenie Christmas-sized Snickers here. I'm talking the bar. It's the brown wrapper, which, again, Chief, you said it perfectly. It somehow withstood the test of time through not only the ingredients and the texture, but the wrapper has evolved in a good way where I think you kind of like it survived. They used to have some funny shit on the wrapper. They have an NFL deal, obviously, back in the day, and you always kind of associate Snickers with things you like, which I think kind of goes hand in hand with America. So a vote for Snickers is a vote for America.
When this is like a personal story, but I love Snickers. It would have been my number 2 pick. It was my grandpa's number 1. And he was, I didn't know it, but he was getting Alzheimer's pretty badly when I was like 8, 9 years old. And he was also like a diabetic, but he would always like slip me $1 and be like, go get me and sneak me a Snickers. And I would always do it.
So you killed your grandpa?
No, I didn't. He was on his way out, but he was like, it was like our thing. Like we both love Snickers. And so I have like very few memories of him, like vivid memories of him. And one of them is just him being like, and I didn't know he wasn't supposed to have it or anything like that, but he would always like pay me off to go get him Snickers. And I would
That's
do
great.
it. Yeah.
I mean,
No one wants to talk about
just
being.
thinking of Luke Who's Talking. That's a scene from Luke Who's Talking, Chief. I don't think that actually happened in your life.
I don't think I've ever seen Look Who's Talking.
I don't even know what that movie is. I don't think.
What's Look Who's Talking?
Oh man, I feel old now. I apologize.
Well, I think we're the same age.
Really old.
I think
Clem,
and
how
I
old are
just-
You never saw it?
I don't think so. I'm 34.
37.
Okay, I don't know
You had to think
what
about
that
that. Are you
is.
sure you're not 40?
I did. I had to think about it for a sec. I'm 38. I'm not even 37. I got 38.
Did you have something, sir?
Yeah, just Snickers as a candy. I mean, we're gonna get through this at the board. You're gonna look at the end. You're gonna say, okay, how many of these pieces of candy on the board have 4 core ingredients? And you're not gonna find a lot. You're not gonna find a lot. And so when you really think about the complexity of a fun-sized candy bar, I think the power that Snickers has, we're going to change it up. We're going to do a lot in a small package. That's what Snickers is known for. The other thing, the Hungry Why Wait campaign, I don't love it, but like that's a differentiator with Snickers. Like they're out in your face. Kit Kat, not so much. Reese, the other stuff we'll see on the board later. Snickers always has an aggressive marketing campaign. I think in a full traditional size bar, you'd say Snickers is number 1. To me, I think it's the number 1 candy bar in America.
I would agree.
Yep.
I would
Full
agree.
Is there
size
such
candy bar.
thing as too much candy bar though?
It's a lot, isn't it? It's
It's
hard
a
to
lot.
get through.
Snickers?
a lot.
I
When you
think
get
they're
through the
smaller than I
Stingers, you're-
realized, though. No?
Yeah, they are.
But the wrapper's bigger than the fucking
Yeah,
bar.
and the other thing is that's the one of the ones that have been picked so far that is you don't want it in the freezer. Maybe the fridge, but not the freezer.
Yeah,
you get that
definitely.
caramel too hard, and you're gonna
Thank you,
rip
Chief.
your teeth out.
See, that's a great point, though, Carl. We're drafting Halloween candy. It matters. If it's regular
Yeah.
candy bar, I do think they're one. I
Thank
agree.
you.
All right, it's to me. With that said, I think the top 3 are off the board.
Yeah.
I think this is where the draft kind of changes. And while I'm thinking Halloween candy in my brain, I think this is another one that is so true to form. I think they give you a lot, and I think it's an important candy. And we're taking the first fruit one off the board. I got to go with Skittles. I got to take Skittles because, like, you were. What did you think I was taking?
Nothing. Never mind.
I mean, I can't believe. I mean, you just gave Carl a layup.
No, he
for
did
the
it.
number 5.
No, he didn't.
I don't think so
I
at
don't
all.
think he did, and I think Dave is. I know what Dave's saying. I'm gonna take. Okay.
I mean, I know.
I know
what
what-
we're
I know
next
where
to.
Dave's
What's the
headed, but
reaction about?
The reaction is just you'll see when I get to mine. I think Skittles is a good pick. It just Eddie was setting me up to just steal it from me and just take it from my cold dead hands, which I'll get to. So it's just me being me. I apologize for. I want to get back to Ed. I want to get back to the Skittles.
No, it's okay. I don't. Dave's saying I don't think that was bad at all. I really think after those 3, there's not a unanimous 4. I truly think.
Well, he
that.
doesn't like sweet candy.
I know. So I don't know why I'm even arguing with him.
Is
I'm
Skittles
gonna
number
break
1
your
fruit?
fucking face in half.
What?
Skittles number 1 fruit division.
It's
It's interesting you say that because it falls into another kind of same thing with Snickers that we just talked about, but I don't want to say it because I know we don't talk about stuff that's undrafted. Halloween form. I think Skittles is the best fruit one because it's the same thing and you get a lot.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
you do.
It's a plentiful amount.
and kind of the opposite of the Reese's thing, where you have too much wrapping and too much packaging. This one, it's easier than some of the other candies that are kind of similar, where they're just going to pour it in your hand. You're going to dump that little fun-size wrapper out. And you could stick it in your pocket for later too.
Yes.
Like that's a nice one. So it's a good pick.
So many flavors. Dip, rip, pour it in. You're good to go.
I have one
fucking hate
objection,
Skittles.
and it's a big one.
What?
When they made the switch from lime to green apple, it was like they've never been the same. So that really knocks it down a peg for me because the greens used to be great. Now the greens suck. I thought that they would like listen to the public and feel like, hey, we fucked up. We're getting rid of green apple, and they still haven't.
Did they switch back, Clem? I thought they switched back. No.
There's a campaign about it. I've signed multiple petitions trying to do it. I blogged it a few times, but not there's occasionally, I think there's like the OG bag or something, they'll do like old school or something like that. Chief, you said it. I'll throw out the green apple if I'm feeling myself and don't want to go crazy. And it's
I'm
also
dieting.
about the fruit salad. You take a handful of Skittles. Sometimes you just want to have them all at one time. That green apple overpowers you every single time, and it kind of throws off the whole balance of the bag. And balance is a big thing when it comes to candy, as you guys know very well.
Green Skittles are also known historically as making you horny. That was like
really?
that was
I
like a
thought that
rumor.
was yellow. I thought that was yellow number 5.
No, that
was the one that makes
fucks
your
with
dick
cum.
shrink.
No, cum
Yeah, so
count.
Green
Yellow-
M&Ms.
And there, so when we went on my 8th grade trip, there was a kid in like junior high who brought like a pound bag of green Skittles, and he was like in the back of the bus, and he was like, "I'm gonna get a hand job on this thing." It was so funny, but I have that like you think of green Skittles or Skittles, and it just burned in my head. I'm sure someone listening to this went through that. It's probably an urban legend, but it exists when you're a teenage
Yeah.
kid.
So it does exist.
I thought
Everything-
it was green M&Ms. That's why that chick is so hot, the green M&M. She's
She
like
is
a
hot.
sultry lady. 'Cause
She is hot.
She makes you horny.
Do you like Skittles, Clem? I don't think you said anything.
I like them. I don't love them. And with the green apple, it's like a top. I like them, but I like them a lot more with the lime.
Fair enough. All right, so Skittles off the board. We'll go to Carl.
Well, Ed, I thought you were going to take one of the 2 picks I wanted to get, and I thought that Reese's and Kit Kat and Snickers would go early. You have your fingers crossed when you look at the board. You hope it falls to you. It does fall to me. I'm taking peanut M&Ms. The yellow bag to me is more than just a yellow bag. It's such a reliable candy. It's the branding that goes with it is outstanding. Everybody loves the yellow M&M himself. We're talking
true.
about M&Ms. If you have the
Especially
brown and the
around the
yellow,
Christmas
you like
season.
the yellow guy. And as far as Skittles are concerned, when you say consistency with form in the bag, I think yellow M&Ms are right on the same page.
It's a fantastic candy. It's my movie theater candy, actually. I think it's a good one for the movies. It's very warranted. It's a very good spot to take it at. The only reason why I didn't take it
Yeah.
is because peanut butter has made a splash.
Yeah.
Peanut butter M&Ms are really fucking good too. So
They're
I
on
was-
my board. They were on my board. I thought first round's too early for them.
Yeah.
And I have to take peanut M&Ms. Like, the responsibility's on me. Like, that's a first round candy.
It's great.
It's
Here's
the
a
only
problem.
candy that I'll buy at the grocery store on an impulse buy.
Here's the thing though. It's almost the opposite of Skittles on the fun size. I feel like you don't quite get enough because the M&Ms are bigger. It takes up. You might get like 8 of them in that package. So I feel like I love it too. It's my number 1 road trip full size candy. But Halloween, I feel like they leave a little bit on the table with how much they put in the bag.
The yellow bag does pop though.
It does. Great
It
packaging.
pops.
Great packaging.
Is there a chance that over time you've just loved and come to know the peanut M&M so well through the Christmas holidays when it's sitting in the bowl, when it's there in Easter, when you are on those road trips, so that when you get the fun size, because if you ever get a regular package, no one ever just gets a regular package. A regular package, you're always getting the family size or the industrial Costco bag or like the CVS bag, the movie theater bag style. But like the regular package, there's actually... You're left wanting more too. I think they've conditioned us to just want a fuck ton of them.
Fill it with air. But it's
That
a good one.
peanut M&Ms, I think they're. I mean, obviously it went before any other M&Ms. You can make a case peanut M&Ms is the greatest sequel. It's like one of the rare things where the sequel's better than the original. You know what I mean? Some people like Godfather 2 more than 1. Not me personally. Peanut M&Ms over the original. I think it kind of. I think it
Excellent
plays
call,
here.
Clem.
That's a good call, Clem.
I'm
Very
surprised
good
no one
call.
drafted that in our sequel draft.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Peanut M&Ms?
Yeah.
That would have been an instant winner.
It would have. No, it's a great pick, and that's something I might be looking back on and be like, I shouldn't have overthought it.
I can't believe
but
you didn't take it, Ed. I
it's-
can't believe you
it's
didn't
because
take it.
it's because I'm taking peanut butter M&Ms next. That's why.
I mean,
So-
what if Carl
Well,
takes
what
it?
if Carl takes
I,
it?
I would have been happy with that. He's not going to take 2 M&Ms. I know he's not. You know he's not.
I mean, he
too,
should
right?
do it just.
He is the number 1 villain of this show.
I appreciate that semi-slander. I'm in a precarious situation because after I make this pick, I don't pick again for a lot. I got 8 more picks in front of me. So I got to pick something here that I know and I love and I trust. Ed, I thought you were taking this, to be honest with you, because you said the same form to the original candy. To me, there isn't a fun size that identifies more with the original
Do
candy
it. I'm ready to shred you. I'm
than
ready to
100 grand.
Oh, okay. Oh. All right.
I'm taking 100 grand 6 overall. It's a crazy fucking pick. There's such bigger names on the board. So many bigger brands, history, experience, tradition, honor. But to me, 100 grand is just the absolute best. I love the Rice Crisp chocolate, the way the caramel sits. If you want to refrigerate it like a Snickers. Dave, you brought it up. I wouldn't freeze it. You're playing fucking roulette with your molars if that's the case.
It's Tim Duncan.
Thank you.
It's Tim Duncan. 100 grand is Tim Duncan. It's unbelievable. Doesn't get enough love as it deserves. It's awesome.
It's great candy.
I almost thought I in the Almond Joy blog I said it was like Patrick Mahomes because I feel like it's still the new kid on the block, but it's like, oh my God, this guy's capable of so many different ways to kill you. He'd kill you with the nougat, he'd kill you with the crispy. Chocolate's tremendous in it. And the thing about it is, in a regular 100 grand bar, you're getting like the fun size is like half the 100 grand bar. You're getting a ton of fucking 100 grand for a little Halloween treat. So I absolutely love the pick. It's also one of those, even on my pick here on the wrapper, I'm coming back the other way. I was like, do you take 100 grand here? Do you wait on it? You don't know how everyone else. I feel like everyone who knows 100 grand is like, they're going to look at that graphic and they're going to say, Carl fucking nailed it there, even though he had to probably reach a little bit according to the boards. But the fucking Mel Kipers of the world, they know you got it. You nailed it, Carl. I think you did a great job.
You're right. It's a full candy bar, too.
Yep.
Like, it's the most where you're
You
like,
really got to chew.
Yeah. It's a full candy bar. It's a good pick. Do you like those?
I like them. I would not have even had them on my board, though. I'll eat anything with chocolate is the thing.
See, Dave says that, and then I'm starting to get in my head a little bit like, fuck, because the rest of the board's about to get annihilated. The rest of the board, before it gets back to the end of 3, all the classics will fall. To me, 100 grand is just like a receiver from maybe a mid-American conference that I just fell in love with the tape, or a tackle, maybe not a tackle, but someone I have to now build an offensive game plan and scheme around because it's like, this is it. This is your guy.
For sure.
Peanut M&M would be my left tackle.
For sure.
Okay.
All right, so back to me. I already told you what I'm taking. I'm going with peanut butter M&Ms. We talked about the sequel. We talked about, everything like that. Peanut butter M&Ms is Arch Manning right now. It is taking the world, like people.
Are you nervous you have 2 red bags, and so when you look into your pillowcase at the end of the night and you want to reach, you're not confused, did I get an M&M or did I just grab the Skittles?
Nope, because peanut M&Ms is brick house red. 2 different reds.
Okay.
It's true. It's true.
It's
I have a comment about this, too.
What?
I have always hated Reese's Pieces, which are essentially the same thing. Peanut butter M&Ms are great.
It's weird.
It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense.
It does not make sense how much better they were able to make that.
And you would think that they would have the advantage with the access to the peanut butter cup peanut butter. It's just, it hasn't played out that way.
Yeah, like the guy who made Reese's Pieces, he does not sleep well at night, knowing that someone made them better when he had it fucking right under his nose. Mm-hmm. There's no way.
Hurts.
I assume you like them, Clem.
I like them a lot. There's a lot of shit on this. This board is a lot, man. I'm telling you, I came to this with a lot of anxiety, and now this is where it all just kind of falls off a cliff. But I like the pick, Ed. I like the pick a lot. I can't. I won't say anything. There's other candies I'm going to mention. Again, we don't talk about things that haven't been drafted. I'll just leave it at that.
All right, so yeah, peanut butter M&Ms off the board. We'll kick it back to you, Clem.
All right, this is going to change my entire outlook of my draft, so I have to think about this before I do it. All right, I'm going to go Twix. Twix are probably one of my favorite candy bars. It's I'd say it's probably number 2 or 3 at any given time. I go into this fully admitting I hate to throw slander at myself on my own pick. They got to figure out a way to get 2 bars in the bag, because that is the whole thing about Twix. You feel like you're kind of stealing because you're getting 2 candy bars. With 100 grand, you get 2 candy bars, but they're little mini candy bars. With Twix, you get 2 full bars. You feel like you're getting buy one, get one free, which everyone loves to see that when you're getting anything in life. So the only problem I have with Twix is that they're not 2 candy bars in the bag. Just like Kit Kat, you could separate them. I want to see 2 Twix in my little Twix bag when I get it on Halloween. But I love Twix. I think it's an elite candy.
It's the smallest serving size for fun size right now.
Yeah. I could not agree more. It's a first round candy, I think, but the fun size packaging just doesn't do it any justice.
They get lost in the bag too.
They do. Yes, they do. They always it's like when you put like oil and water and vinegar in the same bottle. the Twix always falls to the bottom. It goes to the bottom, and then all of a sudden you're digging through your pillowcase that you went trick or treating with, and you're fucking done with all the good shit, and you're like, holy shit, I got thousands of little mini Twix things.
I think it's the best proportion when you bite and you get the caramel first on top and you finish with the cookie. I know you could say other candy bar, but the way they proportion that is just perfect.
Yeah, it's to Dave's point about how it sinks down to the bottom. It definitely happens, but it is like a fucking treat. It's like you're at the bottom. It's like, oh, like now I got all the Twix there. I'm disappointed because that was going to be my pick. So I was hoping that you would, take a Justin's or something like that, and then leave Twix to me.
I had one complaint about Twix. It's just a little too much caramel.
Okay.
Maybe just
That's
a little.
fair. I think you're throwing it in the freezer. That's the problem. If you don't freeze it, it doesn't feel like as
You
much.
can't freeze it because you'll fucking look like a snaggletooth British dude. You look like Marty Mush, basically.
Oh, that's a ricochet
What a
shot.
fuck.
Wow, ricochet.
Yeah.
Martin. I'm playing you guys as much as I'm playing, the board, and so I'm trying to figure out what will be there on the way back. So that was part of the reason. Have you guys ever gotten cultured and you bite, you put it in the mouth, and you eat the caramel part first, and then eat the cookie second?
No.
It's a nice thing to try sometimes. So if
Oh.
you guys get some Halloween candy, give it a shot.
All right.
And also, again, coming back to the trade, when you are trading and you find that Twix and you put it on the table, or you're going for someone else's Twix, I think it carries a lot of weight when it's out of the bag. It's like you said, when it's in the bag, it gets lost in the shuffle, which is a problem.
The other thing I like about specifically about the fun size Twix, which was not a lot, but I'll have that with my coffee in the morning. So it like pairs well with a coffee, and it's like you don't feel like
It's like
you're
a stroopwafel.
Yeah, a little bit. Like I don't dunk it or anything, but you just have a bite and you drink your coffee, and you don't feel like you're like a fat idiot, even though you are. But it's like the perfect size that has like a breakfast candy.
All right, Chief, you're on the clock.
Yeah, so I was gonna take Twix, like I said. I'm gonna move into like the fruit candy aisle here. I'm gonna take Sour Patch Kids. So I think that's actually my movie candy. I would say that more times than not, I'll have a little vodka soda and a bag of Sour Patch Kids if I'm going to the movies. I think that's as far as like that category goes, especially for fun size. Similar to the Skittles, where you can wrap it up, you don't have too much packaging. It's probably my favorite in that realm. So Sour Patch Kids.
Very good.
I fucking hate Sour Patch Kids. I hate them. I can't even eat them. They're fucking gross. Not gross. I just gross. There's
Is it a texture thing?
I don't like the texture too much,
Okay.
but it's more. I just I
Okay.
fucking hate having that kind of candy in my mouth. I fucking hate.
I
Sour
got to
Patch
be
Kids.
honest. I don't want to look too far ahead here, but Mr. Chief having Reese's and Sour Patch Kids is going to win a lot of people over.
I got a few coming later that's gonna fuck it up for me, but I'm gonna stay true to myself. So
No, it's a great pick. Sour Patch Kids are very good, and they're
Two things about this. I feel like Dave is kind of like you said, he doesn't like sweet candy. I don't think Dave likes sour candy, clearly, or at least not in this case, sour candy. I will say almost everything we've drafted so far, I could eat at any given moment. Sour Patch Kids, sometimes I just need to be a little more in the mood. If I'm just not in the mood for something sour at that moment, it does kind of sour me, for lack of a better word.
And there is
But
sorry to interrupt you, but it does
No.
it does have like a threshold where it's like I can't eat one more of these or my mouth will be wrecked for like a week, which I also kind of like because it prevents me from eating way too much. So like you get to a limit and it's its own portion control in a way.
Agreed. And when a Sour Patch Kid is just the right, like in terms of chewiness or whatever, I don't know if they're fresher or older, it's the absolute perfect thing. And the rise of Sour Patch Kids, which I don't even know were around when I was trick-or-treating as a kid, to see them become the second fruit candy off the board is an incredible rise. I just have to tip my cap to the Sour Patch family.
definitely.
Has anyone here ever gotten a tongue blister from eating them? I have. Small Soldiers, 1998.
I love that movie. That's
Great
a fucking
movie.
underrated movie.
Yeah, we hit the candy bar early, and you fill your own bag and then you weigh it. And I just went heavy Sour Patch Kids. Absolutely ruthless move on my part. Just circling back, he will win a lot of votes for the balance, and that's a great balance. The packaging for Sour Patch Kids Halloween wise, it might leave the most. Sour Patch on my board too, so I'm not poking holes. Although I am poking holes, I'm just saying that packaging is the worst because you'll never have enough ever. Sour Patch Kids, you have to put yourself to a limit. Like you have to be like, I tap out.
I tap out.
And the excess
A little sugar.
gets
Yeah.
on your hands.
But it's
That's not
great.
great. It's a great candy.
I have scars on my tongue from another candy from eating too much of it sour. I got a Costco size, hammered it, and I still to this day have.
What?
He's got the scars. All right, back to White Sox, Dave.
All right, so Chief said something earlier that I just think is the most blasphemous thing I've ever heard. Reese's Pieces is an elite candy. I could eat Reese's Pieces by the fucking carload. Like, it's like Ralphie and Tony when they got in the fight in the kitchen. He's like, what are you, a fucking vegetarian? You eat beef and pork by the fucking carload. And then they just get in the fight and he kills Ralphie. No spoilers.
By a fucking truckload.
But Reese's Pieces is fucking phenomenal in every single way, I think. I don't know how anybody could slander it in any single way. I'm not sure I've tried peanut butter M&Ms that is. But Reese's Pieces, I think, is a fucking perfect candy. Like we've talked about with a few different candies, a great movie theater candy. You put it in a blizzard at Dairy Queen, fucking phenomenal. Any other kind of ice cream, fucking phenomenal. It's an elite candy. I don't care what anybody says. That's my number 2 pick.
It's the first candy out of these 10 that I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, I don't like them.
You guys are morons. You guys are fucking idiots.
I thought I took it off my board because peanut M&Ms had already been drafted. And I think there's other selections within the 20 picks we have, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, Dave, you're true to yourself. You like Reese's Pieces. You said it, though. You eat them by the truckload. You ain't got a truckload in a fun-size bag.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, I'm saying I could eat it by the truckload. Like, when you get the big bags, I know we're not talking about big bags, but I could eat one in one sitting. And that's a lot of fucking chocolate. It'll just sit there in your stomach, too. It's a lot. But I think it's an elite candy.
More
One of my
surface
favorites.
area of hard candy shell, too. Because if you eat, if you have a handful, the amount of peanut butter it takes for you to be like, yeah, now I've had enough peanut butter that you would with a peanut M&M, you have to have more hard surface candy shell within your system. It's a trade-off.
For sure.
It's personally so there was a lot of Reese's slander, so I kind of moved it down my board, hoping to steal it later on. It's my go-to movie candy. I love Reese's Pieces. I also learned on the internet through Twitter that some people really do not like Reese's Pieces, which I find crazy. But hey, more for me, that's fine. Kind of going back to like I said with the Sour Patch Kids with their texture or the consistency. It's that perfect softness. It just keeps you wanting more and more. I could chain eat an entire bag as well. And when I go to the movies, I'll chain eat an entire box, no problem at all, before the fucking credits get going.
Reese's Pieces. Clem's there with you, Dave.
Yeah, that's how I know that it was a good pick. For my third pick, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with a safe pick. They are giving out like fucking crazy on Halloween. I do enjoy them. Bart Simpson made them very famous. I feel like I'm gonna go Butterfinger. We talked about like the explosion of flavor was it Twix? You got the nougat, you got the caramel, you got the chocolate. Butterfinger similar, and it's a different taste, so it separates itself from all the other types of chocolate candies. But it's still very good. It's very good candy. I enjoy it, and I think it's a very safe third-round pick.
Chief doesn't look happy with the pick.
I am happy with the pick, as I would never take it in a million years. So it's all Dave. It's just not one I've ever enjoyed.
Well, you are an idiot.
It's another one that's like right next to Almond Joy at the bottom of the basket.
See,
that I
Almond
just
Joy
avoid.
I like Almond Joy. This is like not. You got the little singular peanut wrapped around the almond and the chocolate. I think it's delicious.
I'm familiar with what it is, but yeah, it's just not for me.
Butterfinger's solid. I like them. I agree with Dave. I think they are part of the best pairing of branding, commercial, whatever you want to see with Bart Simpson. Like you felt kind of
Don't lay
cool.
a finger on my
Yeah.
Butterfinger.
You felt kind of cool. It turned into something with the NFL or football where you got bad
Butterfingers,
hands.
yeah.
So there's a lot of cool aspects to the Butterfinger. However, I don't think you're not hammering Butterfinger, right? You mix them in. Like I think that's the problem
That's
with
fine.
it. Like if you got a bowl of Halloween candy, you're gonna mix in a Butterfinger.
Yep.
If
I
that
have to
makes sense.
basically use the Butterfinger as my closer because it's going to be stuck in my teeth, and I'm going to have to work on it. I'm going
That
to
is
get
true.
it out, so it's going to kind of it's a real problem. It's kind of like Cap'n Crunch tearing up the roof of your mouth. That orange stuff is going to sit in your teeth. If you want to pick it, but it's going to be a process. So I think you can have one here and there. I think they actually changed up the recipe a few years ago to try to combat that, but I think there's only so much the flavor scientists can do to keep it from getting lodged in the molars.
You're right. It's a number one dentist candy by far.
It is.
Yep.
Dave, you still have some jammed in you from Halloween 2001.
I mean, I've never gotten a cavity, Ed, so.
Sorry, Dave. All right, Butterfingers off the board. We'll kick it back to Chief.
All right. I wasn't gonna go with two of the fruit candies here, this category, but this is a top 10 candy for me. So it's like it's what's best player available, and I'm gonna go with Starburst. So Starburst, the reds, the pinks. I actually like all the flavors. I know some people hate it, but I'm always like, if I'm going through the bag, Starbursts I'm not really skipping over those. Everybody's grinning around the table.
Starburst.
I hate Starburst, but I'll give you this. So M&Ms, they come in all different colors. Mm-hmm. I don't think people realize none of them taste different. They're all the exact same, just different colors. Starburst, you have the variety, actually. So they have that going for them.
Wait, you're saying people don't realize that M&Ms, the colors
There's
don't
not a
taste
line?
different?
Yeah, there's not like a yellow. The yellow
People
flavor
don't
tastes.
realize
People
that?
think that the yellow tastes different than red when it comes to M&Ms.
I think some people assume that. Sure.
M&Ms.
I mean,
Yes.
we're not talking Skittles, right?
Chocolate.
You mean the chocolate?
Yes.
You think people think it's a red chocolate?
I mean, I don't know. Do they?
You said they do. You
I
said
think-
people
Let me
think
help you out
some-
here. The Fruit Loops, change that argument to Fruit Loops.
There you go. There's another one.
Fruit Loops is one of those things where there is no difference, but Large tried to say this is the case with Skittles, which, I mean, anyone with a brain knows that was wrong. So I actually killed him. I ethered him on the blog because of that take. But I do think chocolates, I don't know, do people actually think that about M&Ms?
I thought they did. I don't
Do
know.
you, Dave?
No, I don't. They're all the same. It's just like different food coloring.
It
Okay.
does seem like
I will
you do.
say this.
I didn't. I said that I thought other people did. That's why I brought it up.
No, if you didn't and you thought other people did, I would say there's a small percentage of people that would think that, but no, I would say there's
With
pretty
that, I mean, it's something that you don't think about.
99% across the board, people
0.9.
realize that, yeah.
All right,
99.
the pick Starburst though.
Yeah.
Starburst stinks.
I mean,
I don't
you
like
started
anything
off your
chewy
rant
either.
with giving it credit that it had
That's
a flavor
the only
profile.
thing that you can give it credit for.
Okay.
I think
It
It's
takes
chewy
forever
as
to get
fuck.
to them too.
So
Okay,
here's
they're like hard to digest.
I
You
don't
can't
like
s-
unwrapping them.
That you got to have a little fingernail action to get into it.
Yeah, especially if you're out on a wet, cold Halloween night and the next day they have a chance to reform in the bottom of the pillowcase and then they're just crusty and hard to open. You know what I'm talking about?
here's
I don't know about the next day thing. I can definitely understand while you're out and your fingers are cold, but I think the next day, once it's been you're home.
But that paper, if that paper
yeah,
gets
no, you
stuck
gotta have
together.
you gotta have a little.
Did you guys
fingernail,
ever
I know.
hear the? This is in
Good things are
elementary
worth
school,
working for,
middle
though.
school. On the bus, someone would have Starburst, and if you could unwrap it with your tongue, like the paper part, you were good at making out. I remember hearing that.
No,
I don't remember that, but this is the one
I know
that had some kind
similar.
of sexual connotation in my brain from when I was a kid with the yellow number 5 ingredient. But now I thought it would made you horny. Now you guys are saying it does what?
I remember hearing it made your dick smaller, but
No,
that's the
it's-
same thing that's in
your
Mountain
lowers your
Dew.
sperm count. It lowers your sperm count.
Okay.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's yellow 5. Now, Starburst. Here's my take.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine in the third round. It was fine in the third or fourth round, but I think it's the biggest discrepancy from full size and not because you get two.
the little twin pack.
Yes, you get two. You open it up, you get two yellows. It's instantly a loss.
Okay,
I
I hear what you're saying on that, but
okay, whatever
it goes
flavor
both
you-
ways
Sure.
because it's almost like a scratch ticket, which gives it a little bit of excitement.
Okay,
you know,
okay.
I kind of like not knowing what you're getting when you're opening it.
Okay, but regardless,
Mm-hmm.
even if you do like yellows, there is a color you probably don't like that much.
Orange.
Yeah.
I actually like them all. I have them ranked, but
And that's the thing too. You want to have all four.
yeah.
You know, that's I want. They're in a row.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in a fucking huge line, and one after another. If you get two it's like, you get Michelangelo and Donatello,
I
and
hear
then
what
you
you're
don't have
saying.
the other two guys.
You're not gonna bully me out of saying this is a top 10 candy, but it is because I think it is. Even the fun size, I think it's a great
Full
candy.
size, full size is better than Skittles.
Okay.
I would switch that out. I'm just saying fun size
Yeah,
Halloween.
That's a fair criticism.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I'm with you, Chief, too, because much like Reese's is my go-to movie chocolatey popcorn, Reese's Pieces is my go-to movie chocolatey. Starburst are my go-to movie fruit. If I'm in the mood for fruit,
Okay.
I'm a nail biter, which is a problem because it's hard to get off that wrapper sometimes.
Yep.
And I think we're all gamblers here. Barstool Sportsbook app, download it now. there is something nice about like, oh, am I going to get 2 pinks here? Or am I going to get 2
Yeah.
yellows? It makes you feel something sometimes when you're going down the candy wormhole.
I have vivid memories of like doing trades, and it's like, I'll have your Starburst. It's like, well, I don't know what's in there. We have to open it. It's like, nope, you have to take it sight unseen. It's like a player to be named later. This is like, you can, if you want to do the trade, this is a Starburst. What you get is what you get. And so yeah, there is like, you can make it into a positive. Although I do agree that only having 2 of them in the fun size, but usually you're taking more than 2. If someone has the thing of Starburst out, no one's gonna be like, oh, you can only have the one little thing.
You're taking 2 lottery tickets, so
Yeah, that's fine. But I think they're all winners. So it's just, that's a personal thing for me.
all right, Clem.
I do think lemon Starburst takes too many hits. It's a perfectly good candy on its own. It's the worst of the 4, but it's
good.
It's fucking sitting on the. It's like you guys. You guys are all great in your special way. I love you all. No matter what.
That was nice.
I'm going with this guy. I mean, he made it this far. At some point, you just got to tip your cap to the OG, to the original. There's his 2 kids have made their way. It's original M&Ms. The bag's classic. The candy's classic. I also think there are probably some people who taste the difference, and I want to kill those people, like Dave said. However, I am strictly a yellow American cheese guy. Won't deal with the white stuff. I like the taste of the food coloring, so I can kind of understand if there's someone who likes red M&Ms more than others. Hey, God bless you. M&Ms, it's a classic. There's a reason it's stuck around forever, and it's inspired all these wonderful, delightful offshoots of it. So regular M&Ms for me.
It's a great one. I feel like I could be the Joey Chestnut of M&Ms. Like I could just shovel them into my mouth and down the gullet and not feel a thing until like the next day. Like, so I can eat M&Ms forever. I think they're great.
Yeah, I think our boy Barstool Nate, Mr. Asteroid himself, Armageddon Asteroid. I think he was saying he got into a big M&M wormhole where he just kept hammering them down during quarantine when everyone was just doing whatever to suit himself. And I think Kevin, is it regular M&Ms? Kevin in the office, where he just can shove them down his mouth. I think I've identified with that once or twice in my life as well. So.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the regular M&Ms. It's a shame that they kind of got a little past in the wayside, but right there in the 3rd round, that's a good pick.
Having Snickers and M&Ms on your squad is pretty tough, pretty powerful.
Yeah, they're old, but they're good, and Twix in the middle. Again, what is Ric Flair's line? Spacebound, and everyone rides it. It has the longest line, Eddie. It's something like that. That's what I associate as M&Ms. Ric Flair.
There you go. All right, so now I believe it's back to me. Yeah, but before we do make my pick here,
Oh, this fucking guy.
we got to talk about JP Grazianos.
Yeah, now he's going to ask us, like, Carl, you like JP Graziano, right? While the wheels start turning.
I'm actually not. I'm not, okay? Because the cheesy focaccia in the soup is here, okay?
Ooh.
It's that time of year. They got a D'Amato's mini tomato focaccia, and they fill it with cheese, and they put it on a sandwich press. It makes a little Italian grilled cheese and pairs perfect with soup.
Oh, my God.
That's rocking at JP Graziano.
All right, Dave, I want that as my lunch order for next week. Don't forget.
I won't forget.
Okay.
He will forget.
Can we go after the draft or after radio? It's
I
enough
got
soup day.
things to do, but no. Yeah, it's
What do you
I'm
guys
really
do?
excited for that
radio
the
after
sandwich and the soup.
And
I
here's
said
the other
after
thing, okay? I talked about this a couple Fridays ago. The meatball sandwich. It's off the market, people.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Devastating.
But they might do it again. But this is kind of my warning. When we announce a sandwich like that, please listen and run to pre-order so you don't get shut out.
Because he's throwing scoreless in, or like he's shutting you out in like 48 hours on something like that.
Yes.
If that.
It's like, and we're not talking about, I'm selling 10 sandwich. I mean, he's going into a promo like that. I want to do it as many people as possible. The reach is very big, though.
Yes. So make sure you fucking run. Don't walk to that.
Even
next
I was
time.
late. I tried to order a bunch for the office
See?
and I couldn't get them in.
There you go. And TasteRealChicago.com is stocked up. Get your Jardiniere. Get your Muffalata. Enjoy your time. It's beef season. Send us those baptisms.
Yeah, that's when you make your Italian homemade beef. If you send me a picture of yourself, like christening your beef, like you're obviously going to get some action from us.
TasteRealChicago.com. Go do that. Also, I'm not going to say, but little Birdie said they might be in a Chicagoland area store soon.
Ooh.
The Muffalata and the Jardiniere. So
Ooh.
stay tuned for that. JPGraziano.com, TasteRealChicago.com. Go check them out. All right, so my pick. Chocolate's kind of pretty thin at this point. I think we're getting pretty low here. So I'm going to go back to best player available. I'm going to go with the fruity candy again. We talked about it earlier. I love Swedish Fish. You're making a face, but I think Swedish Fish are top 3 for as far as Halloween. It's Swedish Fish, Sour Patch, and Skittles. So in my mind, I have 2 out of the top 3.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm shocked that wasn't on in the 5th round by somebody. I think that candy sucks.
It's the clear 4th of the fruity candy because it's Starburst, Sour Patch Kids, and Skittles, and then it would be in the discussion for Swedish Fish.
It's crazy you said best player available and he goes Swedish Fish.
I'm just stunned with that pick.
As far as fruit, I think it is.
I also feel like the texture is tougher. It's like those get stale. I if someone gave me a package of them, I would eat them, but I would never pay my own money to buy a Swedish Fish.
Disrespect. Your fucking coworker, Big Cat, broke the record for most Swedish fish eaten at O'Hare Airport.
The reason it's impressive. The reason it's impressive because no one's like talking about the guy who ate the most M&Ms because M&Ms are good. It takes work to get through a lot of Swedish fish.
You're not a Swedish fish guy either?
I like Swedish Fish a lot, Ed. I like them a lot. They're in my mixed bag.
Dave
they weren't on
acting
my board, though.
Dave acting like they're disgusting is absurd.
They're not disgusting, but they're...
their Halloween presence is limited, too. They're coming in the same bags as Sour Patch Kids.
They're picking up big time, though.
Okay.
You see a lot of Swedish fish nowadays.
That was
Clem,
my
you can vouch for me
go-to-
on that.
Yeah, guys, I'm in these streets right now. I'm walking these streets every October 31st with little ones. I'm eating all their candy. I'm eating everything they got. Swedish Fish and Sour Patch Kids, they are making their presence known. Obviously, they're a tag team. Whoever that company is, God bless them because they're crushing it. And Swedish Fish, that again, it's the chewiness is the perfect. I want whoever discovered that they nailed it to the fucking 1 millionth decimal point. They got it down perfectly, whatever it is. So I think you nailed it, Eddie. And that I don't even know what is that, cherry? What flavor is a Swedish Fish?
I don't know.
It's its own thing.
It's great.
You're right, though. They're the fucking Hardy Boys right now with Sour Patch.
And honestly, a lot has been made on the show about Chief's taste. I didn't realize he hated Big Cat so much. That's something new to me. He's anti-Big Cat.
That's all right. Are we getting into the big time slander here? Come on, Jesus Christ. There's a decorum and a line that you don't cross with the slanders. You crossed it, Clem.
All right, Swedish Fish off the board. Back to you, Carl.
Yeah, I'm going to take a risk here in the 3rd round amidst a lot of allegations that I pander, I'm a villain, but it's 3rd round. It's to me. It's the end. I feel comfortable with where I'm at with 1-2. I'm taking Cowtail. No one saw Cowtail getting going. Yep.
No.
Yep.
I did not see that.
You need a presence. I want a caramel cream mix. Anytime there's a Cowtail in the mix, like my eyes just perk up a little bit. I put Cowtail on the board. You said we're getting thin on chocolate. You're right on chocolate. I got a chocolate pickle in the 4th round. But I want the graphic to read. I want people to know I love a fucking Cowtail. Ed, your eyes are through the roof right now.
I'm like the fucking guy who saw The Undertaker lose to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania right now. Mm-hmm. I did not see Cowtail coming there.
I don't even know if I remember these.
I've never had one. It says it's a chewy caramel with a cream center.
They're not bad. They're just not
vanilla flavored.
They're not what you would
Wait,
expect.
Are we doing the bad round right now? I would never seriously slander Cowtails. I'm in a slander mode. I just slandered Chief for no reason. Now I'm going at. But yeah, I got to go with the villain because the villain tried to make his fucking master plan. He's twirling his mustache in the corner there. No, I'm just fucking with you, Carl. Cowtails are good. I've had a few, though. I get sick of them after like 2 or 3, which I guess in the Halloween, you don't have to worry about that as a fun. Is it a fun size? I don't know the fun size.
Yeah, their fun size are good size because their original serving size is like 18 inches long. It's huge. So I like a Cowtail. Cowtail's on the board. I like Cowtail. People who like Cowtails will follow me because I'm going to back it up in the 4th round. But I will say this about Cowtails. They have a competitor. I'm comfortable it won't get drafted. It's called a Bullseye. I would take Bullseyes in the 3rd round. Bullseyes don't get handed out. Like, Bullseyes are such a good fucking candy. Anytime you have an opportunity to add Bullseyes to like a mix, add them to your mix. I don't care if it's a Swedish Fish
good
Sour
texture.
Patch bag. So, 4th round to me.
Yep.
Milky Way. Stunned it made this far. It's like a college quarterback that just put up massive seasons. People are like, does this have the ceiling to play? Is nougat caramel enough? I don't. It's to me Milky Way. The fact that a traditional classic Milky Way is like a top 10 candy bar to me. Fun size here takes no back seats as far as serving size is concerned, like Snickers. I to me have a great mix here, and I like a heavy chocolate mix going into Halloween, like heavy chocolate.
Milky Way. It's been so many years, and I still don't know if I like them or not.
It's okay.
I am too.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying where I come from when I say that, Clem?
I'm 100% with you. I like Milky Ways. It's just as a Snickers guy, I'm always going to go Snickers over because it's Milky Way with peanuts basically, and I like peanuts. Milky Way, it's I don't know. I feel like that was the franchise back in the day, and it's evolved. However, whenever I watch This Is the End, and they're talking about it's the Milky Way, right? The Milky Way bar that they want to eat. I always am like, I need to have a Milky Way. It just gets in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Milky Way is a perfectly good candy bar. It just, again, yeah, there's a hook missing. Every other candy in the first few rounds had the wafer, the peanut butter, all that kind of stuff, the peanuts. Where Milky Way kind of, it's just missing its, pitch. It's hooked to get you into it. So I hear what you're saying, but at this rate, it's a hell of a bargain. Opening pick of the 4th round.
Thank you.
I think it's
fine.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. The 4th round, I think it's a solid pick.
Well, we're going to see what the rest of the 4th round looks like, but I bet Milky Way looks pretty good at the end of the 4th round.
It's fair. But I've ate so many of them, I'm still like, I don't know. But Milky Way's off the board. So it's back to me. You say that. We talk about a mainstay. You talk about one that's been there forever. I'm going to take one that hasn't been there forever, but I think is one of the best, I guess, newer candies, but it's kind of been doing it for a while now. And this is how you know, also, I'm not pandering. I got to go with Take 5. If you've ever had a Take 5.
They don't have a Halloween size.
They do. They certainly do. Clem could vouch for that as well. They certainly do.
Yeah.
They do. They do have
I
a
don't
fun
even
size.
know if I know what
I
Take
didn't put
5
them on the
is.
board because I didn't think they had a fun size.
They do. I know that for a fact. I've had them. I've seen my mom buy them and give them out.
Per Google, there is a Take 5 snack size candy bar.
For sure. I'm not shitting you. I've seen them, and I've given them out before to trick-or-treaters.
Yep.
Take 5s are fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I've ever had one.
I don't know if I've ever had one, but I'm looking at it now, and I think I would
It's in my wheelhouse. It's a
really
pretzel,
like it.
correct?
You get the
Yes.
salty and the peanut
Yes.
butter, the mix,
Yes.
the salty and sweet combo. That does it for
Is
me.
there caramel in there, Ed?
Yes. There's
Okay.
a little bit of that. There's and now they made them like with a peanut butter version with like
Okay.
Reese's. I'm just talking about the classic.
You're talking about the classic Take 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clem, Take 5s.
I'll get nerdy with you here. It's kind of like when they built Deadpool and they just are like, all right, let's take everything everyone loves, let's throw it in a candy bar. It's feels fucking Frankenstein. They nailed it. It's awesome. It is weird though, and the wrapper throws you off. You see that? It almost feels like it's a granola bar or health food.
Yeah.
Which is, kind of takes it down a peg in my mind. But it's an awesome candy bar. It is a little hard to find. Maybe in 10 years, Take 5s have taken over the game, but now it does feel a little nichey. But I love the pick. It's a great.
You can
pick.
get 72 ounces of Take 5 bars on Amazon right now for $55.87. Seems like good bang for your
That's a
buck.
deal.
I actually want to try one of these right now.
And actually, I'm going to tell you this too. I know that they're fun size because they also have that Snickers factor where usually in a regular pack they give you 2. A Take 5 fun size, they just give you 1.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
also a good Halloween fucking candy bar as well.
Okay.
You don't seem like you believe me that they're
Well,
a candy.
I'm just watching it get made, and I've had Take 5s before and stuff. I didn't, like our fast breaks on the board.
I don't think I've seen those, and I'm telling you though, it's not that crazy of a presence as you think. I'm really not, and I keep referring to Clem because he's trick or treated the most, but they are out there. They don't see them all the time, but they are out there.
No, and when I see them, I eat them, and I appreciate the people that gave them to me. So no,
We'll get to this. My number, okay, because all right, never mind.
All right.
I actually, I think that it's fair to say. I wonder if you go to like your CVS or your grocery store, are they in the Halloween aisle or are they just like in the typical fun size aisles that are there throughout the year? I don't know if they actually have like a Halloween bag, but I do feel like you can get them if you just go to the section. I don't know if that makes a distinction here, but clearly fun size are available. It would be crazy for them not to be.
That's a good point, though. That's a good point. Clem, it's back to you.
Okay, so this one, you guys weigh with this every single draft. You're going versus what do you believe versus the graphic, all this kind of things. I want to go with a fruit. There's 3 that I love. I'm in love with all 3. 4. So I'm going to go true to myself. I honestly think pound for pound, this could be the best candy on the market at any given moment. I love it. It's Sour Patch Watermelon. It's a little bit of a niche pick, but I love what I love, so I'm going to go with the Sour Patch Watermelon.
Do they have that in fun size? Can you confirm?
Yes. Again, my kids. I had one this year.
They do.
That's
They definitely
you're
do.
positioning this as like not a pander. That's a hard pander because
That is
the
a hard
Sour
pander.
Patch Watermelon crew roll so much fucking harder than Sour Patch people.
If you know
That's
Sour
true,
Patch
but-
watermelon people, they'll go out of their way to get the watermelon before they take any other fruit-based candy.
I've never had it, if I'm being honest. So I love Sour Patch Kids. I imagine Sour Patch watermelon's good as well.
The issue we run into with it being too much of a like Sour Patch Kids being too sour, they tone back the sourness of them, which makes them bingeable. And the man you see today that is a lot of fat, that is because freshman year they had the at my local calf, they had a tub of the Sour Patch watermelons, and you would weigh it, and that helped get that freshman 15 on ASAP for me. And I'm still working it off to this day. And I'm pretty sure I actually I've talked about this a lot on KFC Radio. I am a very big Sour Patch watermelon guy. It's like the best candy. So it's out there that I am a Sour Patch watermelon guy. I honestly forgot. I didn't even have it on my board until you guys drafted Sour Patch Kids. And I said, oh, shit. And I threw them on the board over these other fruit candies that we'll discuss, I'm sure, later on.
Yeah, it definitely counts. It's on there. I've definitely seen it for sure. That's a great pick. It's a great pick. Chief, back to you.
All right, so this earlier I referenced or hinted at a candy bar that might get me in trouble and might lose me this draft, which I think has been stacking up nicely. I think it is my favorite candy bar though, so I can't not take it. It's a Nutrageous, and I looked it up. It does come in fun size. It's like a Snickers bar with the Reese's peanut butter. I think it's the most slept-on candy bar there is. It has all your, all the ingredients you want: the chocolate, the caramel, the peanuts, the peanut butter. It's so fucking good, and nobody talks about it. It drives me crazy. So, Nutrageous. Start with a Reese's peanut butter pick, end with that, and I feel good about it. So that's like a chief pick. True to myself. I know it's not going to be popular on the graphic or whatever, but it's a great candy bar. Highly, highly, highly recommend.
Yeah, it's whatever. I mean, it's just like
No, it's good, but I don't know. It's in a weird way.
league.
Now I feel like how Carl felt when I took Take 5. Like, I don't know if that's ever really been out there.
It's out there.
It's out there.
But
It's
for
definitely out there.
Halloween,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm sure.
And
I mean,
it comes
I've
in,
technically
it's similar
everything.
to like the Reese's where they have like the little paper, like almost like a boat, like inside of, so you have the wrapper, the Nutrageous, and then the white paper boat. So it's the similar packaging. But
And I guess if it's someone who's a candy person that knows what they're doing, like they're buying like the good shit, giving that out rather than just buying the mainstay Reese's.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So Nutrageous. That's
I know. It's one of those ones where it's just
interesting one.
Yeah, I love it, so I had to take it. So it's on my board. I want it there. I'm happy with it. But I know it'll cost me some votes.
Big time. I mean, Reese's, Sour Patch Kids, Starburst, Nutrageous.
Yep. It's a good board.
Someone had to play with LeBron Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami.
Yeah, that guy's got a ring, and maybe I will too.
Yeah, someone had to do it. Carl's making a face.
I'm just surprised. You have a chance there to. He clearly has the lead board here.
I know
I don't think he
know
does.
what I'm doing. Well, because
Yeah, but I don't think, even though it's your favorite, I don't think you have to take it for Halloween.
It's like self-sabotage so he can come back
guys,
next
I
week
have
and
to
be
be.
like, I
I
do this
have
for
developed a
myself.
relationship where the audience knows I'm giving them what's in my heart, and I'm going to continue to do that. And that's one of my favorite candies. And if it doesn't
I've never
break
seen
my,
you eat one.
How many candies have you seen me eat, Carl?
Just saying.
I've never seen you eat a cow tail.
Tune in.
Yeah.
Steve, can I just say something nice? Your hair, you said you got the premium haircut. I was like dying to see the hair. It looks very nice.
Hey,
I know
Clem,
it's
thank
gonna
you very
something
much.
touchy here.
Thank you very much,
I'll wear
Clem.
down from this long draft, so I just want to kind of diffuse everything.
Yeah. White Sox, Dave, to you.
All right. I got the fucking pick of the litter right now for a few different things. I think what I'm going to go with right now is a Hershey's chocolate bar with peanuts.
I don't know. You mean Hershey's? I don't think that
The
exists.
almonds?
I
Yeah.
just looked it up.
You mean
Hershey's with almonds?
No, there's.
What do you mean you just looked it up?
He doesn't do any research. He Googles on the fly, which is wild.
That's not. I know what I like, and sometimes you get to slim pickings in the 5th round. You got to pivot.
I think he just Googled candy.
He just did. Legitimately, I'm looking at his computer right now.
Don't look at my computer.
This seems
Why?
like something you should be able to do off the top of your head.
It is something I was okay. You want to know what was off the top of my head?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, actually, I think I could go this route. I was gonna go with Hershey's Kisses. I
could.
love Hershey's
Good.
Kisses.
Those
You
are
want
good.
But I
Hershey's
was like,
Kisses?
I mean, it's all chocolate. I like chocolate mixed with
Why don't
peanuts.
you? Okay.
So peanut Hershey's Kisses.
They don't
are-
have Hershey's. Oh, peanut Hershey's Kisses?
Yeah.
Okay. They do have those. I think.
Yes, they do.
Right,
have
Clem?
those.
They do have those?
absolutely have those.
Yep.
They absolutely have those. That's what I was gonna go. Then I was like, actually, I could probably make it a candy bar. And Hershey's does have a milk chocolate candy bar with peanuts.
No, they don't.
Yes, I'm looking at it right now. That's why I fucking
For
Googled it.
Halloween,
Yeah, no, that's
I know that. Yeah, they have the almonds, and then you have Mr. Goodbar, which
Yeah.
is basically what you're saying. You're describing Mr. Goodbar,
Do you wanna
which is a
take-
good pick in itself if you want it.
Do you want to take it?
I'm
Dave?
just gonna go with Hershey's Kisses, but yeah, that's just what I'm gonna go with. I want
peanut Hershey's Kisses.
Peanut Hershey's Kisses,
Okay.
yes.
All right, peanut.
Which is effectively, without the hard candy shell, a peanut M&M. And then, I mean, chocolate covered peanut. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
there's something about the magic of the peanut
Hard candy
M&M
shell.
that not even that, but it's just like the perfect amount of chocolate with the peanut, where the Hershey's Kiss with the peanut has like a little bit too much chocolate.
and unwrapping those with the fucking tinfoil, and it gets old with the
Yeah.
Kisses. It gets old.
Yep.
But the candy
a lot of
in
work
and of
for a little
itself
reward.
is fucking perfect.
A lot of
It's
work for a
great.
little reward. The wrappers get everywhere.
Quit trying to fucking win the audience. And
I'm not.
This
I'm
is
fucking
why
critiquing your pick like we do for
this
every other pick.
Don't tag team. Pointing at both yous. This is why I wanted the first overall pick. It's because I wanted the first overall pick in the 5th round as well.
Okay, so here we go.
That's smart.
Let's kick us off here. Now we are in the worst candy
so
round.
Ed is correct. I'm looking at different lists on like most popular Halloween candies. It's all the same shit. They're all the exact same. It's all the lists are like everything everybody's picked already. I can't believe this is as popular as it is during Halloween. They're fucking disgusting. Nobody actually likes them, I don't think. I think they're kind of it's like a shot of Malort. Like you do it as a joke, and like people in Chicago are like, "Oh, you got to take when you got." It's fucking candy corn. Candy corn absolutely fucking blows in every single way, and that has to be the first overall pick in the 5th round, which is we're all taking bad candies on Halloween. It sucks. There is nothing redeeming about it. The texture sucks. It's too chewy. It gets stuck in your teeth. The flavor stinks. It's not visually appealing at all.
Disagree
it
about
sucks.
it's visually appealing,
It sucks.
but I agree it's not a good candy.
It sucks.
I don't hate candy corn. I understand that I wouldn't be excited about it on Halloween, but if it's on a bowl on a table, like I'll go after it.
How
I
many will
won't
you? We
even
have more than
touch
one
them.
handful though. Probably not.
Two tops.
Two tops.
Two tops.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of passionate people about candy corn out there, though.
No, there's not. There is no passion, and nobody has ever been passionate about candy corn ever in the history of candy corn.
That's
We'll
not
find
true. Yeah.
Candy corn
Thank
sucks.
you for saying
Clem.
that, Eddie. I'm with you on that, Eddie. I always think you could have one handful, but anything more than like a second, I think it's perfectly fine. I understand the hate. I don't think it's as bad as say Peeps to Easter, which I despise.
Peeps
but I do
stink.
think there's
Yeah, those are
something to be
gross.
said for that. Or like those pumpkins. If you have like 4 of those candy corn pumpkins, you're swimming in that flavor for like days. But there is going to be a large contingent that's going to see this. They're going to see that as the last round. Then go, White Sox gave us my vote. So that's a good pick, Dave.
Yeah, it was a good pick. I've had like a Starburst variation once in college, and it was like a big like bag because I was going to give some out. I just threw it out the window.
Oh, was
so
that bad?
Yeah, and this is those college days. I'm sorry for littering, but I shouldn't have done that. But it was so bad. Chief, to you.
Okay. I mean, I think the only one that's worse, or the candy that I hate the most that I won't eat under any circumstances. I like you were saying, Ed. Like I'll have like a few candy corns. It won't be like the end of the.
I mean,
End of the
they're
world.
consumable.
Yeah.
Like all,
Black licorice is the pick. I fucking hate black licorice.
all licorice sucks. But yes.
Yeah, I don't like the texture. I don't like the black licorice flavor, especially, is disgusting. I feel like, it's like the opposite of Snickers. Like when the candies were first invented, I feel like that came out and people were just like, oh, it's got sugar in it. Like we'll eat it. And then it has no staying power. I don't know why it's still manufactured. I don't even really like Twizzlers. I don't like licorice in general.
It's my nephew came back. I was at my sister's house the other day, and they it was his birthday, so they made like a Halloween cake with his grandma, and they did like a spider with some black licorice for the legs, and he said he liked it. I look at him different now.
Yeah.
He's
as
5,
you
but
should.
I have a different opinion of him. Black licorice is disgusting.
It's gross. So I think it's the worst candy that's still regularly circulated.
but it's not so much regular circulated over. I think people are open to it now.
Okay.
You know, but I'm not saying anything about it. But people, if you buy black licorice thinking people are going to like it, like it's a gag.
Yeah, it's gross.
a gag at this point. Clem.
All right. I mean, this kind of dovetails off of what Chief just said. But I thought this, when Dave was going on his rant about candy corn, I thought he was actually going to talk about this, because this was always, if you say bad candy, if you look it up in Google, I feel like this has to be the #1 hit. Good and Plenty. It's basically there. You see Good and Plenty's, it was almost felt like a whammy. It was like getting a lump of coal on Christmas. It's like, what are you doing to me? I don't know who the fuck, when Good and Plenty were ever good. There's plenty, but they've never been good. There's just call them Plenty. So I've never been a fan of Good and Plenty. It was an instant whammy. It's like a whammy gift you get for your birthday. So I feel very confident that at 3. I can't believe I got it at 3.
My dad likes Good and Plenty.
They're terrible.
They're bad.
They're so bad.
Really?
Yeah.
They're so bad.
I mean, he enjoys them too. So
Oh, I forgot. I knew what
he
they
also,
were, but I had
he
to
also
Google
will
them.
occasionally smoke Marlboro Red. So I think that's the type of. I think it's like.
That's what you're getting.
Yeah, those are bad. I
Yeah.
mean, Good and Plenty. That's obviously, I think to me, that's the #1 bad around. You will not get the way I think someone will stand up for candy corn. Like, I just think I'm not saying a lot of people, if it's 5% of respondents, but the people who like candy corn are strong about candy corn. I don't think that's the case with Good and Plenty. Like, I'm thinking the people who like Good and Plenty are someone like my dad, who would be like, yeah, whatever, I fucking like what I like. Like, he's not going to argue with someone about it.
He also doesn't have Twitter. Nobody who likes Good and Plenty has a Twitter account.
It's true.
That's a very good point. Yeah, they suck. Why are you buying those? Good packaging too. It could be decent.
Yeah.
It's kind of a good name, Good and Plenty.
Mhm.
You know, but it's just brutal. It's just such a disappointment. All right, over to me. You could have it in a box, like Good and Plenty. You could have it in a bag. I don't hate Big Red Gum, but don't you dare give me a hot tamale.
Yeah, that's a layup for.
I don't
Don't
like
you
big.
dare.
Yeah, they stink.
Give me a hot tamale on Halloween.
Isn't that they you think it's cherry and you're like, ooh.
It's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Our social media guy Dan loves them. He's like, yeah, they're great. I'm like, dude, you're a maniac. Especially if you're someone, aside from Halloween, you're buying a big bag of hot tamales for like a road trip. Get out of the car.
They're cinnamon, right? It's like a cinnamon Mike and Ike.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just not.
that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just ugh.
It's gross.
They're awful. They
They're
are
so
horrible.
bad.
When I
I
was-
didn't take candy corn because I felt candy corn was more topical to Halloween. Hot tamale is the worst candy ever, probably.
Yep.
They're inedible.
When I was young, my neighbor gave full boxes of the hot tamales, and it was such a complete mind fuck because you see the full size candy bar, you're thrilled, and then you see it's hot tamales, and like I was put in a mental pickle for like a week afterwards. I was like, I don't know if I should eat this or throw it in the garbage. It was completely fucked my brain up.
That's a cruel joke. That's a cruel joke.
Joke. That's a trick. That's a trick, right? Trick or treat. That's a
There
trick.
you go.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah, yeah.
You're right, Clem. Carl, to you, Mr. Irrelevant, who's very worthy of being irrelevant.
I'm ready for this pick. I didn't think it would fall to me. Wax lips. They make their way into your bag. I don't know who's giving out it's the same people who do the wax candy bottles. The you know what I'm talking about?
I
Clem?
know what those
now I
are. The Coke
remember.
Yeah,
bottles.
so
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
they also, but if you get that, they also make there's the wax lips, and they're like, yeah, you can eat that. Don't worry, if you swallow it, it's okay. And
That's
it's
the
just
thing
disgusting.
where it's like the packaging is the candy.
yeah,
Like it
Ugh.
tastes like the packaging.
Yeah.
It's
I
disgusting.
honestly want to puke. Like that's something you get at like the Park District. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, yeah, we got these this time.
yeah, and I
Ugh.
feel like the little plastic spider rings come in the same bag.
I don't even think they're even around so much anymore, and rightfully so. But they're around when we were kids for sure.
Yeah, they were, and it's also like I'd like the FDA to investigate them, like to determine if that qualifies as food, because I feel like it's not.
You can eat it, honey. It's fine.
Yeah.
I think I just swallowed half this. You'll be fine. Go outside and play.
Like at least the soda bottles, or the little I guess it's like bottles. You could drink the stuff, and it probably tastes like garbage, right? But at least you're drinking it. But like you have those lips in your mouth, it just feels wrong. And they're cheap enough where you could just give them away for Halloween. So yeah, there's definitely some chemicals at work there that feel like they should not be given to kids. I'm actually shocked. I thought Carl was going crazy Carl on us with this pick, and I thought we were either going to get toothbrushes from the dentist in the neighborhood or
Pennies.
I was
Have
gonna
you guys
ask
ever-
if you could pick something like that because I remember there was Mormons that lived in my neighborhood, like Latter-day Saints, and they would give out cards like like little
About
like
Joseph Smith or something.
yeah, just like
Prayer
that
cards?
gave the history of fucking Mormonism or whatever. Maybe it was Scientology, but they would give out like pamphlets basically saying, "Hey, this is why you should join the Church of Latter-day Saints instead of candy." Needless to say, we fucking unloaded dozens of eggs on their house every summer or every fall.
There you
That's
go.
the other side of it here. You give out these good candies, you'll have the kids take care of your stuff. You don't, you're going to get eggs on the windows. You're going to have toilet paper in the tree, shaving cream all over your mailbox. I'm on the record. I'm a full-size candy bar house, and I've never had a problem with the kids in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
Love
it's
that.
like when you move into like a little seedy area in the city, and you got to go to the gang guy and be like, "Hey, here's $100. Just make sure no one touches this car," and they do it. I did that. Didn't you do that, Ed?
I don't really know what you're referring to.
I don't know either. Someone told me that.
Well,
happened.
that was a story from me.
I think that's probably where I heard it.
Whereas
Yeah.
my dad and I were, when I was like 11 years old, we were driving down to a Bulls game, and he
That's
he
exactly
didn't want to pay for
right.
parking, and we're walking away, and the guy whistles at him. He goes, "Hey!" And my dad's like, "What?" He goes, "Give me $100. I won't steal your car, and I'll make sure no one else steals it too." So my dad, instead of paying $20 for parking, ended up paying $100.
How's the Bulls game?
There
It
you
was
go.
great. That was my first Bulls game.
There you go. Let me run through this one more time. We'll do some honorable mentions. We'll get out of here. White Sox Dave, Kit Kat, Reese's Pieces, Butterfinger, Peanut Hershey's Kisses, Candy Corn, Chief Reese's Sour Patch Kids, Starburst, Nutrageous, Black Licorice, Clem, Snickers, Twix, M&M's, Sour Patch Watermelon, Good and Plenty, Eddie, Skittles, Peanut Butter M&M's, Swedish Fish, Take 5, Hot Tamales, Carl, Peanut M&M's, 100 Grand, Cowtail, Milky Way, Waxed Lips.
Sounds like a big dub for
No
your boy.
Hershey's. No Hershey's cookies and cream either. Kind of surprising.
A little surprising.
Cookies and cream's a favorite.
Jolly Ranchers didn't make the cut. I can't eat sour apple Jolly Ranchers anymore because I got so fucked up the first time I drank off sour apple Smirnoff that it still scars my memory. I can't eat like caramel apples because it has that flavor. Can't eat anything green apple.
Milk Duds I like.
I thought that-
they're polarizing, but I like Milk Duds.
I almost took
Milk Duds, yeah.
on my list was Tootsie Pop. So you have the hard candy,
I like those.
the fruity flavor on the outside, the chocolate on the inside.
That's not
that's
chocolate though, is it?
yeah, it is. It's a
Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie Roll on the
Tootsie
inside.
Roll? That's not chocolate though, is it?
Yeah, I
I
think it is.
Variation.
I think it's chocolate.
Some type of
They
variation.
market it as chocolate on the inside.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
and that's another like road trip thing. Like if you're driving in the middle of the night, I'll have one of those in my mouth so I make sure I don't fall asleep.
In that vein, Blow Pop and Dum Dums are solid too.
Yeah,
I don't know who doesn't like that.
I think
either.
Blow Pops are a notch below the Tootsie Pop though.
Nerds.
I don't like the inside of the Tootsie Pop.
Do you guys like nerds?
Not a big Nerds guy.
I don't really love nerds.
I don't
either.
like them either 'cause they're
Rolos.
sweet.
Rolo's not bad. I like Dots. You know, it's in the sucker vein too. The caramel apple suckers are phenomenal.
Those are
Those are
good.
okay.
Those are good.
Airheads didn't get drafted. I don't
Laffy
like the fun
Taffy.
I
size.
have
though.
a problem with the caramel apple pops though.
Oh, why?
When I was
Sharp edges.
No, and I was like 7th grade. They started doing the thing where you could like send Valentines to people, like they would deliver them to your class. And I was such a short, maybe even longer than that, but I was such a short like kid, and no girls paid attention to me. So everyone would get these like Valentines with the candy apple lollipops like stapled to them, and I never got one.
That's
So
sad.
It was sad. So that's what
Sorry.
I think of when.
Sorry.
Yeah,
You're
Yeah,
right.
it's
now,
worked out.
now you got plans tonight.
Airheads
I did.
Oh, how the tides turn.
and Laffy Taffy in that vein.
Airhead. So yeah, remember I said with the Sour Patch Watermelon, the other three fruits I was looking at was Airheads, Nerds, and Laffy Taffy. The problem is if you get an Airhead, you're not getting. Again, it's kind of you're up to the chance of what flavor you're going to get. And some flavors I think are better than others. Laffy Taffy, I'm not a banana guy, so if banana Laffy Taffy is worthless to me. And Nerds are great. It's just I personally had Sour Patch Watermelon above them. I also had Dum Dums in the bad list, but Blow Pops in the good list, and Tootsie Pops I think are the number one pop out of the three.
I got one for the bad list.
What's up?
Now and Laters. They're like a knockoff.
Yeah, those aren't that.
Oh, I think they're terrible.
Those are great.
Those aren't that good. I agree. They like I always want them to be better.
It's like they're trying to be Starburst, but they suck. So
It's in between a Starburst and a hard candy. I have two I just want to mention. I'm disappointed whatchamacallit isn't made in fun size.
Agreed.
Whatchamacallit's probably like a top 5 candy bar for me.
It's very good.
And then obviously Almond Joy for me, you're just not going to make this board. That's just not where you fit. I do like an Almond Joy. I'll have Almond Joys. I eat them. As I said routinely in the blog, that you don't throw them out. They get way more respect than they should get more respect than they deserve. But if you're putting together like, top 5, a starting 5 for me, sorry, Almond Joy, you're maybe a 7th guy off that bench. And then the last thing, as it's escaping me, I can't remember, but I'm sure it was a great fucking point.
Mounds.
I want to shout out a candy bar that I always, whenever I see it, I'm happy it's there, but it would never make the draft. But it's kind of, we didn't even bring up the not mentioned yet. Nestle Crunch, like
Yeah, I was
perfectly
just
fine,
gonna
does
say
the job.
Nestle Crunch.
Yeah,
That's
That's
the
good.
crunch.
Crunch is a
Crackle
good
or
one.
Crunch, Clem? Pick one.
I got to go Crunch. Crackle is good when you have to choose between all those awful Hershey bars when you were slinging for like CCD or whatever back in the day, CYO basketball and all that stuff. Crackle was like the king of that, but compared to all these other monsters, I think it was kind of in the background. Baby Ruth, I guess. Three Musketeers is actually an interesting one. I feel like I personally don't like a Three Musketeers. I think some people will go to bat for it, but I personally think Three Musketeers is
It's the most
closer to the fifth
unhealthy
round.
candy bar.
Is that right?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Nougat is by far the worst ingredient in a candy bar for you, and
Really?
it's not even close that Three Musketeers is the most unhealthy
Wow.
candy
I
bar.
feel like when you eat a Three Musketeers, it's like you're waiting for the it's like biting into air. Like it just kind of like goes away, and you're like never left satisfied.
That's nougat for you,
I
man.
don't like Three Musketeers either.
I just got two more on the bad list, honorable mentions. One is Whoppers. I personally am not a Whopper
Oh,
guy. I also
terrible.
realize there's people who like multi-balls. I'm personally not one of them.
Well,
And this is the
teasers
one
are
that
good.
this tongue to this day, if someone gives you a Mega Warhead and they just unleash the chance that a kid's actually going to eat a Mega Warhead, especially a hot Mega Warhead, but I got done in by the lemon sour ones. That's a fucked up thing to do to a kid, especially one that doesn't know any better.
Clint, do you got a
I
dog?
don't know if they're even legal anymore. I feel like they shouldn't be.
They're
This thing's
back.
fucked
They're
up.
back.
Clem, do you got a
Back.
dog?
No, don't have a dog.
Have you ever owned a dog?
No, I wouldn't do a good job with a dog. I wouldn't walk it. I wouldn't be a good owner. So
All right,
my
well,
parents-
you know when you throw up a piece of food to a dog, they'll just snap it out of air and they like without even
Yeah.
knowing what it is. I used to do that with my old yellow lab. I used to throw warheads up to him, and the second it would touch his mouth,
Oh my God.
he was like a fucking. It was crazy how fast he could just flip it back out. It was like instantaneously.
It's like kind of torture.
That's not torture. I mean, they're
Mean.
fine.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah,
it's
that might
hilarious.
take
So,
you
like
put
then
on
they
the
start
list.
like licking their lips and everything because they know they
And they
fucked
say
up.
I'm
because they're
the
in pain.
anti-dog guy doing that to fucking poor Guinness. Couple of mine real quick. Worst: Smarties, Pixie Sticks, Tootsie Rolls, the candy fucking buttons on the
gross.
receipt.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
And sixlets aren't
Smarties.
that good either.
Do we say Smarties?
Yeah, I
He
just
says
said
Smarties.
Smarties. Not great.
Okay.
All right, Clem, thank you very much. It's the longest draft ever, but I thought it was fun. That was a good one.
Worthwhile.
Yeah.
Tune in
again,
next week.
I'm
Thank
honored
you,
to-
Clem.
I was honored to be a part of it, and we went long, but I hope we gave everyone a good show because this is a big one. This is like that. This kind of argument was the pillar Barstool's founded on. So I hope I can at least make the graphic.
Absolutely. Thank you, Clem. That's it for today,
Thanks, guys.
everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.